Welcome in, guys. Good evening. Sunday night. I hope you are doing great tonight. Look who we have with us. Look at our co host for the evening. Welcome in, Jay. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. I don't see it live on YouTube, but we'll see what happens. Is it live?
Are
Hello,
we
hello.
live? You
It's
guys,
Johnny.
can you see us? Crop duster in the house, Scott Nightingale. He's funny. Can you guys see us? Are we live?
Oh, there we go.
We are live. We are live.
How's everybody doing?
Greedy Gambler, Scott Nightingale. Deanna is in. Thank you so much. We got Marge, Sean S. He's a busy man, isn't he? Tracy in Arizona as well. Bradley Jones is in the house. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. We are live and we've got Jay from the Slot Lizards in. Welcome in, Slotty math teacher. How are you? How are you? Little Dutchie as well. Look at all these people coming in.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, recognize all those names, right?
That's right. Hope you
They're
guys
the
had a great weekend. Great Saturday night. Didn't party too hard.
we did not party, but I'm sure others did. Warner Scott is in. Welcome in. Kelly Bell, thank you so much for joining. I love it. You know, we have all the lizard family. Everybody is in.
Yeah, very cool.
Traveling Matt, have a great show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. I like the countdown. I like it. I like it.
Well,
So, guys, yeah,
thanks
go
for
ahead.
inviting me to the show today.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
you are welcome anytime you want as our co-host. We love having you on here. You've been a great mentor to our channel. You know that. Such a great delight to always have you in and joining us. And then everybody looks like I'm just checking in to see who else is in the house. So we're going to have a great lineup tonight. We are going to talk about us getting shut down Thursday night at WinStar. What a
Canceled.
disappointment. Yeah,
Canceled.
canceled. Just like that. They're like, oh, you got to go. Couldn't believe
GTFO.
it. Yeah. GTFO is right. And so we'll talk about that because it's absurd to me that they asked us to leave. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
Mike should have went 300 on him. Yeah.
Okay, we'll get into why he did not in a minute, and you guys will understand why we did not. But we're going to also talk about the Oakland A's coming to Vegas. It looks like they finally scored a deal of where they're going to be. We're going to talk about
very cool.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Transfix. So apparently that kicked off at Resorts World, and it has been a huge success already. 1 week into it, so we'll kind of go over that.
Yeah,
we'll
looks
talk.
pretty interesting.
It does, right? I think when we come in, probably July is usually when we come in. We'll have to do that. We're going to talk about you have a big weekend coming up.
Yeah,
huge,
yeah. Little
huge.
bit of an event happening. It's our first annual Slot Lizards weekend, or maybe biannual. I don't know. We'll see how this first one goes.
Really?
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Thinking about doing it twice?
You never know. We might do it every weekend. No, just kidding. I'm not doing it every weekend.
I don't know if you could do that. I don't know if Kim has signed up to do that either. You might want to run it by the boss lady first before you start telling people that.
Get to work.
Yes. We also have a huge announcement for our channel. So we're going to talk about that. And then one of our we have some community news. Sub One in the community hit it big this weekend. So we're going to talk about that as well. Welcome in, Gina. Thank you for joining us. I do appreciate that. Slotty Math Teacher says, WinStar is notorious for shutting down those who have permission. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to just dive into it because we have been going live from WinStar Thursday nights, I don't know, 6, 7 months. And we probably go twice a month up there and we go live. They've always kind of confined us to the non-smoking room. And we've adhered to that. It's been fine. 2 times ago when we were there, they asked us, hey, do you have permission? Do you have your email? And I said, yeah, we've got it. No problem. And the guy never asked to see it. He was just like, okay, fine. And he was the floor manager.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, fine, no problem. And we kept playing. It was no big deal. Thursday night, this is not the case, right? This gentleman comes up to us and we're
Friday night, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was Friday night.
Yeah.
And they're busier.
I got left at the altar.
Yes, you did. Mike stood you up on your hot date. I forgot about that. But yeah, you're right. It was Friday night. And we were excited because we were going to play somewhere other than where we normally play, but it was so busy. I mean, this place is packed, right? It's about a mile and a half long from point A to point B for the entire casino.
That's
I mean, this
crazy.
thing is huge. It's beautiful. And it was so packed. We were like, I don't know that we can sit down and play where I can sit, beside him so that you can hear me talking, being the obnoxious person that I am, according to some viewers. But
People
the
think I'm
negative.
people think I'm obnoxious too, so you just gotta
Oh,
let it go
yeah.
off your back. It is
Right.
what
Just
it
let
is.
it roll off and don't worry about the naysayers. But
Mhm.
so we're playing. We're like 30 minutes into the show. Gentleman walks up. He asked to see my email. And I said, okay, no problem. And so I give him my email. And I want to read this to you guys because I still can't believe that they asked us to stop. So she says, good afternoon. As you may know, we don't allow professional photography or videography in the casino. That said, if you'd like to take photos or videos from your smartphone or standard digital camera, you're more than welcome to do so. I'm like, okay. So that's
It's,
their,
it's,
yeah,
it's
go ahead.
interesting wording.
Right? I thought that was interesting. It's
really
not
interesting
professional.
wording. Well, but they could say that it's for a business. I mean, it's kind of mealy mouthed wording.
Yeah.
Of
It gets them out of it, right?
It's not necessarily that it gets it out of it. They're saying it's basically for recreational use. Is my interpretation. Read it again.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't read the final thing here. So it
Yeah.
says, as you may know, we don't allow professional photography or videography in the casino. That said, if you would like to take photos or videos from your smartphone or a standard digital camera, you're more than welcome to do so, with the caveat that you do not include faces of other patrons who are visiting. This is for the privacy of our patrons, which is very important to us. I hope that answers your question, and we will look forward to seeing you.
It kind of doesn't, in my opinion. I don't know. It's a weird. It's a weird
just
way.
Yeah. So
Because do they consider you professional? What's their definition? I guess.
Well, I would assume professional would be these big advertising companies coming in with their big lights, right? And then they're setting up, and we've seen people do that before when they go in the casino and shoot commercials or whatever. We're not professional in any manner. We're just out here recreational.
But they should have just said you cannot live stream or you can live stream. That should just be the like you can live stream your slot play, but you have to avoid any kind of faces or anything, or we do not allow live streaming slot play. So, I mean, I think I would try and get the clarification on that end.
Yeah, and I point out, ask the guy, I said, are you asking us to stop? Are you asking us to leave? And he says, well, you can continue to film. You just have to hold your camera. So he wanted us to take it off the tripod and said we could continue to film as long as we were holding the camera. Well, as well as we do, that's not very professional, right? The camera is shaking and it's just not a steady picture for your viewers.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was playing Dragon Link last night, everybody was getting upset.
I know. I couldn't believe that. And then we get it, right? Because we've sat at those machines.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to film.
You're like,
yeah, it's hard to film. And that's why Mike won't play those machines, because there's a lot of the Wild games that we have are set up that way because they're the old Tarzan games.
Sure.
And he will not do it. He's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to sit there and have an unsteady video as we're recording.
Tough. Yeah, it's very tough.
And that, to your point, and to his point, I guess we should say, last night when people were saying, hey, why is it so shaky, Jay? What are you doing? He's like, that's why we don't do that. That's why we don't hold the camera, right? Yeah. So my thought was, when we got done, I said to him, do you want us to leave, want us to stop? And first he said, you need to leave. And then he said, well, you can just take it off the tripod if you like and hold it, right? And then he turned around and contradicted himself and said, well, again, if we let you record, we have to let everybody else record. And so I just got to be fair across the board, right? He was just very wishy-washy in his response to us about recording. So this is an Indian reservation, right? So it's considered sovereign is what they kind of consider that. And so
Sure.
I did not want to see Mike get into some trouble over, going live on YouTube. It just didn't seem worth it. So I'm going to have to, I think you mentioned this to Mike, is just going up there early, which we are always there early, and speaking to security and letting them know that we're going to go live. Right. And then go live. But it's just odd to me. They're not consistent, because we've had people just say, yeah, it's no problem. Film if you want. That happened a couple weeks ago to this guy just being a total dick. Pardon my French, but he was just a total dick about it.
You get power hungry employees, and they just want to tell people what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
It happened to us at the Cosmo that one time. And then I said, I have I think it was 1,800 people watching. And then the guy changed his tune really quick. So, and I had mentioned that I know the big jackpot, because that was when the big jackpot.
Oh, you were dropping names, were you?
Oh yeah, I didn't want to get shut down.
No, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, they thought I was breaking the nuclear code, because that was when I used the iPad back then. They're like, "What is this? What is this big box?" I'm like, "It's an iPad."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Have you never seen an iPad before?" And they're like, "What are you doing? You're doing something."
Well, that's what he kept telling us. He's like, you're trying to figure out, right? So this is going to just open up.
Oh, wait, he told you?
He said, your guys are recording it, trying to figure out the algorithm of the machine. And in my mind, I'm thinking, sir, we all know you just have to be at the right place at the right time when you're hitting that button. It has nothing to do with how they're set, right? So then it raised my suspicion about, okay, maybe it really is all set up, and they just didn't want us to notice it, right? I don't know. It was just weird.
It is a sovereign place. I mean, I don't know what their gaming compact is with. It's Oklahoma, right?
It is Oklahoma. And interesting enough, I actually went to the American Casino Guide, to their website, because I kind of wanted to see what they talk about. Oklahoma doesn't release any of that information. Right?
Gaming compacts are.
Yep. They're not required to do so. So you can go and you can look at Nevada's, and it'll tell you per penny, per dollar, per $10 if you put in what the payback is, what they're required to do. And then it has a nice little paragraph from Oklahoma that they don't have to report that. Yeah.
Well, then maybe they do have it where they can change them and set it up where it's not required by law to pay out a certain amount or any of that stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's just interesting. It looks like Sister Yoshi was mentioning that we were recording from a standard mobile phone, which is why I thought we were okay, because we are not using the iPad like you used to do. We weren't using I think it's a DSLR's cameras or anything. I mean, we were just using our phone on a tripod to make it a good product, a good video to put out there. It's just really interesting. Looks like Patty's saying she can barely hear you, Jay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's
weird. See. I'm just kind of looking at this here, making sure. Sister Yoshi, unfortunately, this happens with many other creators there. Yeah, I know. We've heard that with WinStar. That's why I thought we were in the good, right? We were in the gold because we had that. Greedy Gambler says, older games that have an algorithm were taken advantage of with recordings about a decade ago by Russians. Well, maybe I'm from Russia and I came in and I am trying to hack the system so we can all be millionaires.
Yeah, for sure. Here, I'm going to mute myself. That's what I'll do. And I'll check something really quick.
No problem. Greedy Gambler says, however, I don't think many of those games are cast anymore. Sister Yoshi says, you sound great. Riley Jones says, both sound loud and clear. All right. So maybe it was just.
Yeah. I don't know maybe she should go out and come back in because
Patty.
It sounded great on my end.
Yeah, it looks like everybody else is saying it sounds good. So that's good. So anyways, I guess we'll just go up there. I'll be honest with you. I have we were spending the night there. We had a room. We were going to go live. We were going to play. We were going to get up the next day, play a little bit, come home Saturday afternoon. My nephew was dog sitting for us. I mean, it was very last minute for us. But we both looked at each other and was like, nope. Let's go home. Like, I didn't want to give them another dime. And I know for us, right, we're not big spenders. So somebody took our place and put it just as much money as we would have by leaving. And we didn't really show them, right? I'll show them. We'll just leave. But WinStar's just always it's so close to our house, and that's how we go live on Thursday nights. And it was so heartbreaking for them to tell us that we couldn't record. And I just don't know going forward, driving up there for it's like an hour and 15 minutes to for us to go there, go live for an hour or two, and then drive home. It's a good 4 or 5 hour trip.
Sure.
And now I'm very hesitant to do that because I don't want to get shut down. I don't want our viewers to be like, oh, here we go again. They're all shut down and they can't record.
Yeah, that is the risk you run pretty much.
It is.
It's tough. It's tough because Texas doesn't allow gambling, right? Pretty much.
No, they have 2 casinos that are on reservations. They're very, very small, and
they're like down by the border, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. There's one in Livingston, and then it's Kickapoo is the other name of the casino, which is right on the Mexico border.
I love that name. It's just awesome.
Kickapoo.
Awesome.
Kick your poo around and win some money all at the same time. I don't know.
It's an awesome name. I love it.
Yeah.
It's the 13-year-old in me that loves that name.
That's okay. That's all right. Cat Small is in. Looks like Gambling Granny has come in as well. Thank you guys for joining us. We do appreciate that. So let's talk about the Oakland A's.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So are you excited as a local for them to be coming to Las Vegas?
I mean, to expand the number of people that will come to the city to make it more viable, to diversify the city, I think it's a great idea. Personally, after initially when the hockey team was, brought to Vegas and expanded here, I didn't think it would ever survive. I mean, the guy spent a ton of money on local advertising. He reached out to the community, started skating programs. I mean, he did a ton of stuff to get people excited for hockey, which like I said, I never thought that would have ever.
Well, in a desert city, right? You wouldn't think that would be viable.
Yeah.
Or at least my opinion.
Yeah. And then the Raiders are kicking butt. They're killing it. And then, so now you'll just have more travel in the summertime for people who want to come to Vegas from, say Boston or wherever, and they want to, come to. Nobody was going to the Oakland games because who wants to go to Oakland? I mean,
I know.
Might not make it out of Oakland, I mean, Vegas, you might not either, but at least you'll have a good time in Vegas.
At least you could get Vegased out before you leave.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what Mike says.
Yeah. You could just party hard at least, and if you don't make it back, at least you had a good time before you left the earth,
Yeah, I hear you.
Oakland, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's Oakland's pretty much only option to be a long-term viable team. The Athletics, there's no way they were going to survive in Oakland.
Well, it looks like they did a 30-year contract that they can't relocate within 30 years of coming to Vegas. So they've really locked themselves into this contract, right? I mean, that's a long time to commit to being. I mean, here in Texas, right? The Texas Rangers, they had a stadium built in 94, I think it was. And then we already had a new stadium built, probably 3 years ago.
Sure.
So you've got this new stadium that they're going to build, and we'll talk about the location in just a moment. And then they're locked in for 30 years. I don't know that stadium, that they'll keep it for 30 years there, right? Because I mean, depends on how nice it is. I thought the Arlington ballpark was wonderful, but they redid it completely.
Yeah, but it was 90s construction, I mean, 90s construction was pretty rough. I think they're designing newer buildings to have more longevity in design and expansion. I think that's more planned for especially in Vegas, because you're going to be limited to land. There's no way they're going to be able to buy like next door.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to think this out quite a bit more than they would think out, say, if you were building in the middle of nowhere, like in, like not where they used to be, but like where the Angels used to play, or where the Padres played back in the day. You could just build next door and it wouldn't be a big deal.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm wondering too, if they're going to do this retractable roof thing like the Houston Astros. I mean, they're going to have to with the weather, right? It's going to have to.
You can't play in 110 degrees.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. I mean, they do. I guess the Aviators playing it.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and that's the Oakland Athletics AAA team. So, I mean, it makes sense that the Oakland A's would come here. They have their AAA team. They have their They have the regular team now, the MLB team.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
I think it's great, right? I just the funding, right? I understand as with anything else that's coming to Vegas, you're going to have to pay the taxes on that. The taxes are going to get raised. I just wonder how many tourists versus locals would go there because for us, so on my bucket list is to visit all the Major League Baseball stadiums.
sure.
I'll definitely add this one to it. I'm happy to report I've never crossed off Oakland Athletics. I've never gone to that stadium. I'm happy to report that.
There you go.
For, the reasons that you say, right? It's not very safe. But the location. So it's going to be behind the T-Mobile across the highway. So the accessibility of going to that, they're going to have to build some sort of walkway, right? So if you're looking at the picture here, it's on the other side of the highway. It's kind of where you see, it looks like a bunch of trucks. So it's the old, what is it? The Wild West?
Yeah, it's the old Wild West. They sold their property there. It's a small little casino that truckers would stay at.
Yeah.
So it's right across the street from the In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah. Well, there you go. They're, like you said, they'll
But-
make a lot of money, right?
Yeah, that In-N-Out Burger is going to be killing it. They're going to have to expand that, make it 2 stories or something. I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of the In-N-Out Burger, but that's just me. But
Sacrilegious.
Whataburger, 100%. We've had this discussion before.
Man, boo. Whataburger.
Yes, we love Whataburger.
What a terrible burger. That's what that is.
Oh, that's not true at all. But yeah,
the one time I had it, it was a tough burger, but it was late at night. It was like at 12:30 or something like that.
So it's when they're cooking their breakfast. Yeah, so they start breakfast at 11 a.m. and it's to die for. I can't remember. Maybe it was Saturday night. No, maybe it was Wednesday night. There was one night that Mike and I actually stayed up and ordered breakfast from Whataburger because we wanted it. So we stayed up until 11 a.m. It's so good, so good. But yeah, so I'm thinking because it's on the other side of the highway, right? A lot of people will walk to the T-Mobile Stadium right now where it's located. There's talks of putting some sort of walkway over the highway there to get to that. Do you see that being feasible?
Well, they're redoing Tropicana right now. So, I mean, if they're going to do it, might as well do it right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense, right? But I will tell you.
The highway's all messed up as it is, so.
Yeah, we're going to get into the traffic here in just a moment with what they're doing for Formula One. But funny story. So here in Arlington, Texas, I lived by Six Flags Over Texas, and there was actually a walkway that went over what's called Highway 360. And when they first built the walkway, there really wasn't the cages that went around it, so to speak. And we would sneak out of our house late at night. Now, I'm like 12, 13 years old here. And we would sneak out late at night and we would go up and hang out on this bridge. And my friends actually used to throw rocks. This is terrible. I never did it. Not judging anybody if they did, but they would throw rocks at the cars or they would throw eggs at the cars, right?
On the highway or
Yes.
just in this?
Yeah, on the highway.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. I never did it on the highway. I mean, I did it in my neighborhood, which was pretty dumb, but I stopped doing that. I got caught and in trouble.
So just a normal street and they were.
It was just a normal street.
You got caught. Imagine that.
Yeah, I got caught. So
was D part of that?
No. It was this kid who lived behind me. His name was Andy Eisenbrenner. So he was the instigator. I was an angel.
Well, I was an angel. I did not ever throw the stuff, right? That was not my gig. I never threw anything. But shortly after, there was fences that went up and actually caged it around where people couldn't, made it a little bit more difficult to.
Yeah, that was happening in Milwaukee for a while, where kids were tossing like big giant like chunks of concrete off the bridges.
That's awful, right? Yeah. That's just awful. So it'll be interesting to see when they get that up and running and people going to the. I would not mind going to a baseball game.
People go to Allegiant Stadium across the highway, and they cross on Hacienda.
Yes.
So
that's right.
Hacienda is like halfway in between Tropicana and Russell. So, I mean, you could just cross on Hacienda as well and just go up to Tropicana, and make your way up to the stadium. So, I mean, I was hoping they'd buy the Rio and tear the Rio down.
I was too. I was crossing my fingers. That
Yeah,
place,
it's
it
a
used to
dump.
be, it's so sad though, because it used to be the happening place. Like
Oh, I
I
loved it.
remember going there. I have stayed there before. Now, the one time I did, not the one time, but one of the times that I stayed there, we got locked in our room because
Mm.
the little privacy lock was stuck and it wouldn't come out.
How
And
much were you
secure.
guys drinking? That you couldn't get the privacy lock off.
And they actually, I'm
We
not
can't
kidding you.
get out. Let us
We
out of our
couldn't.
room.
When I called downstairs, I was with a friend of mine, and we couldn't get out. And security had to come, and they like actually kicked in the door and broke the door frame and everything. And
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, I'm not getting charged for this, right? They're like, oh no, ma'am, you're just fine, right? And they put us into another room. Um, but it used to be a happening place. I mean, it was themed out. I mean, everybody was there. They used to have the acrobats, and they were up in the air doing
I
their
remember.
thing.
I loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. I loved the Rio, and I don't know what happened, and I don't know what's going to happen with Penn and Teller because I don't know how they're surviving on that property and having their show there at all.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a show for them. It was a couple of years ago. There was maybe, I don't know, a couple hundred people. It was like 100 or 200 people that
And
went to the show. But if you're getting cheap rent and you got 100 or 200 people at $50 a ticket.
well, you know what? They're doing better than the Awakening, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Awakening had to close their doors for a little while because it was costing more
Mm-hmm.
to do the production of the show than them filling the seats there,
Yeah, where
right?
was
So
that at?
that is at
Where
the
was that?
Win.
Yeah, they had their, because they had a successful show there and then they shut that down, which was
The
interesting.
LaRue,
Yeah,
or yeah, something. I think that's what it was called. That was very successful. And they shut that one down, And then
yeah.
you've got Chris Angel recently, who got, I guess he passed out in one of his performances there, right? So these things are getting very
Well,
risky.
it's Chris Angel. Nobody likes Chris Angel anyway. So
Yeah, that's the Mind Freak show, I think. I think that was a Mind Freak show there.
apparently, like most of the show is just watching reruns of his TV specials.
His TV specials. Yeah, that's what I've
Yeah,
heard.
so
Well, we talked about that last week. That most people, the show aspect of Vegas is kind of going away, right? Because there's so many other interactive things that people can do now. That back in the 80s and 90s, is I'm going to Vegas and I'm going to this show on this night and I'm going
sure.
to this show the next night. And it's just there's so much more to Vegas now, and it keeps changing and evolving, just like the buffets, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
kind of going away on their own too, because we have all these specialty restaurants and these chefs coming in and doing their super food halls and whatnot. So things just keep changing, right? And so
Yeah. Speaking of new shows, what's that? The new show you were talking about at the Win?
the Awakening.
Yeah, the Awakening. So that seems pretty cool. Pretty interesting light show, like a LED.
Oh, no, you're talking about the Transfix at
Oh,
Resorts
Transfix.
World.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
let's
was
talk
talking
about
about.
that. Yeah. So at the Resorts World, they have the Transfix, which just started up last week, and it's actually been very successful this week. And then they put it out there. It's very cool. So it looks like when you first go in, you're going to like come into this tunnel thing. They've got over 10 different bars in there and a bunch of speakeasies when you're actually within the um, immersive event that they're calling it. So it looks really cool, and they've actually nailed it because it's been very successful. And it starts like at 9 o'clock at night, and so, or I'm sorry, at 7. So from 7 to 9, it's much cheaper because it's only $25. But after 9 p.m. and it runs to 1 a.m., it's going to be $69. But
Mm.
this thing looks fantastic, right? In my opinion, it's got a lot of LED. It's got a bunch of speakeasies, and I cannot wait until we can get there and go experience this and do a video on it. I don't know how successful the video will be, right? But it looks to be, I mean, state of the art, right?
Yeah, it seems pretty cool.
Very interactive, and with the speakeasy bars, it'll be really cool to watch and go and participate in that.
It
at
seems
Resorts
cooler
World.
than the MGM Sphere. So, or not MGM, the
MSG Sphere.
MSG Sphere, whatever.
Yeah. Well, they just sold out part of their the Taos
Tao group.
Yeah, the Tao group, right? Because they're just having a hard time with the funding on this whole MSG Sphere.
Yeah,
And
it's
then,
over budget, like $1.5 billion now.
can you believe that? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I guess that happens a lot when people are coming into Vegas. I mean, you get these casinos that start building and they're coming up and coming, right? And then the project just stops And then you guys are stuck with an eyesore there in Vegas.
Yeah. I mean, the Fontainebleau was a decade of just sitting there.
Yeah. And they're getting close to opening that up.
Yeah,
They've started testing it as well. So
yeah.
finally.
It only took 15 years, but.
Well, and that's the north end of the strip, right? And I keep saying this, that I think that they're really trying hard to build up that end of the strip.
Sure.
Well, what worries me is the crime rate there.
Yeah. I think what they should have done is just kind of incrementally went, like Resorts World was close enough to where it's still a little bit of a tough sell because you have that gap in between Fashion Show Mall and then Resorts World. Like if something went in there, then it would like kind of complete that whole side. And then you could build up to get to the Strat and stuff like that. But until then,
we walked it. We took the monorail to, I think it was not Westgate, but Sahara. And we got off there and we did that. And then we walked across or down to and over to the Strat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we went during the day and it was still very sketchy for us when we did that.
It can be. I haven't done the walk that much, but I did it a couple times and I'm like, I'm good on this.
Yeah. I mean, so eventually they're trying to build up that end of the strip with the MSG Sphere. And they have a show that's starting where you can pay anywhere from, I think it's like $80 up to $300 for sitting in and experiencing this Earth show. And it's only an hour long, right? And they're selling these. And I'm thinking they're doing this, right, to make money off and recoup some of these funds that, like you said, they're way over budget, completely over budget on it.
Got to start bringing in money sometime.
Yeah, they got to get it on. And then YouTube will be there. That's their big kickoff, their big concert series that they are announcing. I just think the placement of it is just a terrible place. Just being off the strip, one block off. I mean, it's still not in a very nice, great area.
It would have been good in where the Rio is. Then people would have went.
Right.
Bring it back to the Rio.
Start all over. Tear it down. Start it over.
Tear it down. Put it where the Rio is, and people would be like, "Whoa, look at that huge sphere on the other side of the 15."
Yeah, exactly. Right. It just
and then you put a Top Golf out the back end.
There is a Top Golf there, right?
No, out the sphere.
Oh, yeah. That would be fun. They have, I think your Top Golf is a little bit different than ours. It looks like partially some of it is indoors, and maybe because of the weather.
Yeah, well, for drinking and stuff.
Yeah, so we have quite a few of those here locally. They're just copycats of Top Golf.
Sure.
We do have Top Golf here though. And it's actually kind of fun, right? It's very interactive. It's all virtual. Mm-hmm. You're just hitting a ball out there and you're watching it on the screen to see where it hits. But I don't know, things like that. When I come to Vegas, these are not the things that I'm going to do, right? I am not going to do something that I'm going to experience here at home. Just like we talked about last week, going to the Cosmo and going to the speakeasies or having the verbena drink, those types of things. Those are fun because those are not things that I can do here in my hometown. Buffets, I can do those here in my hometown. I don't know. It's not something that I necessarily would
Sure, but
do.
you got to think you guys live in the Dallas area, right?
Yeah, we do.
So Dallas is massive.
Oh, it is.
So you're going to have
traffic's awful.
Yeah, you're going to have all those opportunities. A lot of people don't have, in the Midwest, you don't have a lot of Top Golfs. You don't have that stuff. So it's a different experience depending on where you come from.
Yeah, that's a good point, right? Because we do, we have a lot here to offer. Like we have the baseball teams, we have football teams, we have basketball, we have hockey, we have all these things. And so when I am reading these things about Vegas is coming in and doing these, I'm like, wait, I don't get it. We have that here. It's not that big of a deal. But you make a good point, right? From some cities, that's not something that they have there locally. So it is an experience for them. That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. So the Transfix, so that started. We'll see. The Awakening is supposed to be coming back online very soon. Shortly, they revamped it. They kind of reduced the cost of production there for it. So that'll be nice to see and see if they can make that happen. Transfix. I'm just looking over here. So let's talk about what you have coming up this weekend. This coming up weekend, you've got a big event.
Speaking of entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got Slot Lizards weekend coming up. It's going to be at the El Cortez, and then we have a dinner at Pampas on Friday. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet to the group poll, you do have to get your tickets ahead of time. So if you take a look and scroll down there, you'll see what's happening. So on Friday, we have our welcome dinner, and I'm pretty sure that's sold out. It was only limited to 30 people because of the size of the venue. Then we've got, after that, we're going to the nightclub. So you got to talk to Kim Zilla if you want to hang out at the nightclub. I think there's like, because we're doing a meetup group as well here locally in Las Vegas. So I think there's like 100 and something people coming. So it's going to be pretty wild. Yeah. And then I'm doing the live stream from the El Cortez at 5. I'm only doing one live stream next weekend just because there's going to be so many people there, and I want to hang out with them and entertain them and just meet some cool people. And then we have the group pool at 7. And then 5K, you can also join us then on Sunday. He's got the lanai at the Cosmo, and where it just goes right out onto the pool. So we're having a little pool party at 2 p.m. Pacific at the Cosmo. So it's going to be a good time. That doesn't require any tickets. That's just come one, come all type of thing.
Wow, that's awesome. And so would you actually, and if you're attending this event, right, is it the dinner, I think?
Yeah, the dinner, you have the ability to get kind of a one-of-a-kind T-shirts. So
nice. Yeah. That's awesome, right? And so
that's part of the dinner. So
kudos to Kim for putting all of this together. And I'm sure you had a lot.
No, I didn't have anything to do with it.
Really?
No, Kim did it all. I'm not a planner. I'm not very good at planning. I'm the opposite of a planner. I'm a shower upper.
I see. I wouldn't get that from you because you are very consistent, right? Every Wednesday, every Saturday. I mean, you don't ever take a vacation. Like, what does Jay do? What do you see as your vacation?
Doing nothing.
Yeah.
Just not working and just
like hibernating in your house.
No, like just going out into the woods.
Oh.
And just nothing. Going up to Mount Charleston and just hearing nothing. Just quiet.
So when is the last time? When is the last time you took a vacation? A true vacation.
4 to 5 years.
You gotta have a vacation, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, we appreciate
this is a vacation. It's a vacation at the, hanging out with people and stuff. So
yeah. Well, I could see that. I definitely could because it's going to be fun and getting to meet all the different people that you see. We talk about this all the time. I know you're busy and you're playing and stuff, but there is a big gathering within your chat, right? I mean, we consider ourselves the Lizard family, and we can go into other people's chats, right? If I see Little Dutchie or I see Douche or I see Tracy in Arizona, it's Lizard Sister. Hey, what's up? Right? We always refer ourselves to Lizard Sisters because we just have that family feeling because you're so consistent every Wednesday night and every Saturday you're going live. We're all there. We've met, I can't even tell you the amount of people that we have met, through your chat and everything. It's just awesome. But
yeah, we have the best chat by far out of any slot community. I guarantee it. Everybody that's in our chat, and it just keeps growing. It keeps getting bigger and bigger, and having new people, meeting some awesome people, and it's great to have everybody.
It is, right? I enjoy it. I love getting to see. And then, for us, when we are live and you see these same folks coming into our chat and supporting us, it just means the world to us, right? That we are getting people that are coming over because, you've been a huge mentor to our channel, right? You've helped us along the way, getting things, we talk to you all the time. We probably talk 2, 3, 4 times a week, discussing things or whatever we have going on with our channel or just in our personal lives. And so it's really rewarding when we go live and we have the same people and you have, I don't know that you really thought that was going to happen, right? Did you ever think in a million years that you would have all of these people considered a lizard family? I mean, this is huge.
Not at all. Just, I just was going to just do my thing and, positive, energy attracts positive people and fun people. And the Richard Simmons, we just, 300 them out the door. And
he just out. Well, it looks like Cat's Mouse saying Jay is very entertaining and always respectful to everyone.
I try to be. Sometimes it's tough. The Octo Slappers have been getting on my. Ooh, those Octo Slappers. Oh man, that's tough. They've been really aggressive lately. I don't know what it is. If people are just angry that they're not winning, but like they're just slapping those machines. It's crazy.
And so when you're playing them, their buttons are down.
Yeah,
ruined,
and I can just hear them. The buttons don't work. A middle bet button doesn't work. I mean, they just. And I've seen it everywhere. It's just people are getting more aggressive with the machines.
Douche says you're always mean.
Yep, I am. To douche, I have to.
Welcome in, Yo Ange. There's so many people in here, guys. I know that I haven't been watching the chat because we've been talking so much. But yeah, you're following, or the support that you have is incredible. I mean, I just on Saturday night, right when we started the choo-choo train, right, and just having everybody come in, and it's just awesome to see the amount of people and the amount of support that you get. I mean, I hope that one day, we can be that successful. I don't know that our chat would ever be that spicy, right? Because you've got 5K in there and you've got lots of people, but
you just need your own 5K. You can have
right?
Yeah, you got to find 4K.
I got to find a 4K or 6K.
Yeah, 3K or some sort of K. So or okay.
Or hey, I'm okay. Here, I'm going to give you $1.
No, but we appreciate, 5K. He's an awesome supporter of the channel, and he's just a fun guy. He's a really awesome guy, and shout out to 5K. He won like $6,000 last night, so good job, buddy.
Wow, what was he playing?
Just a bunch of
random.
That machine that's up in the northwest. It's that Triple Dragon something. Super Triple Dragon or Triple Dragon Unleashed or something like that.
Gotcha.
He hit a couple hand pays, I think. So, and he never hits hand pays, so he was stoked. So I'm happy for him.
Douche says, April, all we lizards are. I can't even read it. It's so funny. Are really pulling for you. For God's sake, avoid 5K at all costs. I'm adding the at all costs there.
5K's a sweetheart.
He's really great. Yeah, he's been very nice to us.
You guys have met him a couple times.
Oh yeah, we've met him 3 or 4 times that we've come to Vegas, right? And he's always he's a big sweetheart, big teddy bear, very nice supporter.
Especially when he has his little like tiger shirt on and stuff.
That's true.
It adds to it.
Adds character, right? Definitely. But let's see. So you've got you're very successful. So you really don't take vacations, but so just staying at home would be your ideal thing, right? You just really just going into the mountains, or hibernating,
or go to Hawaii. Hawaii's my jam. Going snorkeling. That's just quiet, because it's quiet in the ocean.
Yes, right. You can detach yourself from everything and then essentially become unplugged from everything and just do your thing.
The brain just unplugs, and you just completely just envelop yourself in what's happening in the real world. So
exactly right, because that's kind of how things work out, right? I love going on vacation, and I love it. Vacation for us looks a little different now because we go to Vegas. We're on vacation, but we are constantly recording. And Mike is ABF, always be filming everything. And sometimes, we just have to disconnect ourselves. And because we do the room reviews and we want to
that ABF could stand for something else. You guys got to be careful with that.
I never really thought about that, but that's a good point. I'll have to remind him of that.
Yeah, you guys are busy. You guys are busy.
Busy in so many ways, right?
Yeah.
But he's always wanting to catch everything, and then we get home and we look at the phone, and it's like we have all these recordings, we have all these videos, but there's no pictures, right? There's no pictures of us stopping and smelling the roses, so to speak, and enjoying life. And it's really important to be able to disconnect and do that. And, it's just one of those things that, so I with your commitment to every, Wednesday and Saturday nights, I got to give it to you. I mean, you've been doing this for years, right?
It does so the Wednesdays have been a year.
Yep.
Just a little bit over a year, or right at a year, actually. But the Saturday's probably been about a year and 7 months or 8 months. So, but I took a Saturday off.
Not when you were sick.
Around Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't count when I was in the hospital. I mean, that was just... I was still in the chat, though, even though I was, like, close to dying. I had to do something in the hospital. I was bored.
I don't know what we would do without you, right? Yeah. I'm glad that you got better and you got that. But, you know, you always say, I have the COVID brain. I have the COVID brain.
It's getting better. It's getting better now. I mean, sometimes I'll lose, like, my train of thought if I'm talking. And then all of a sudden I kind of, like, pause in the middle of a sentence. It's because it's literally I'm talking and then the words are just, they're gone. Just gone.
Just gone.
And I'm trying to think of something else to say, like, well, make a joke of it, you know. But, hey, it's better than having no words coming out of my mouth. So I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. So
I guess that's true, right? So I think we came back from Vegas this last time and we got super sick. And I was like, if I have COVID again, because I just had it in January, I am going to scream. I am going to scream. Luckily, that wasn't the case, but I was super nervous about getting it. And I don't know why, but a lot of people have been saying when they come home from Vegas, they get super sick, right? Like,
it's because you guys are always ABFing, you know?
All right. You're going to have to come up with a new term, Mike, because that brings a whole nother room of things going on there. I'm speechless and embarrassed, but that's okay. That's all right.
April's blushing.
I am blushing. I am. You guys got me. So we're going to move on.
We got a cool super chat, though.
Yes. Oh, we sure did. I did not see that. Thank you so very much. Ron and Sharon, Lucky and Love, $1.99. Mike and April and Jay, continued success, you guys. Thank you, Ron and Sharon. Yeah. We do appreciate that, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. And this has just been an amazing journey for us. And, you know, kudos to you. You helped push us over the 1K there and 5K as well, right? Getting us over the 1,000 subscribers. It's just been so much fun. I never in a million years thought in 7.5 months we would be where we are and have such huge support within the community. It's been fabulous. It's been fun. And I really can't wait to see, you know, what else is going to come up here, right? What else we could possibly do. But we do have a huge announcement. But before we do that, a little bit of community news here, right? I wanted to let you guys know BD Slots finished a poker tournament there. And you guys, he got first place and walked away with $10,000.
That's pretty epic. Congratulations.
Right? I just can't even imagine. So I was asking him, you know, was this at a casino or where was he at? And he was just telling us that it's really just a local league that he's part of. And they actually have that there where they play every month and they get points and they get chips during these points. And then they have these big tournaments. And at the end of the tournament, he actually won $10,000.
That is epic.
It is epic. Like I don't play poker because I can't do the math that quick, like blackjack thing. I love roulette though. Like put me in front of a roulette and I'm number 17 all night long. Black and number 17, all black 17 all the time.
Sure. But my biggest score in a poker tournament, I got third for 17,000.
17,000 third place?
Yeah, for a $1,500 buy-in tournament in Minneapolis. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, congratulations to you. When was this?
This was back in probably like 2010. Yeah.
That's awesome. So that's way before you went into Vegas, right? How long have you been in Vegas?
Since 2013.
I cannot believe this. I can't. Okay, guys, just hold on a moment here.
That's why I was looking at my phone.
I know I need to read this. Okay, put it back up. I can do this. I am ready. I am professional. Mike and Slot Lizards, thank you for the $49.99 super chat. Mike and April, ABF, whenever
they come to Vegas.
I got this. Whenever they come to Vegas, contact Kim Silver details. You are way too awesome. Oh, great. Cat's meow. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Great podcast. We really are trying, guys. We love having you on, Jay. It's a lot of fun. We hope you like to join us frequently, right? I know you're super busy, but we...
Now that I got it all set up, it might not be as bad, but getting this audio and everything set up is tough.
It is, right? And even though April number 17 is one of my favorite roulette numbers. Well, Gina, that is my birthday. So I always go for 17.
Mine is 5.
I always do number 5. George Brett, number 5.
Yeah. Johnny 5's alive.
Yeah. I figured that as much. I did. Yeah, I mean, I hear you because we have a studio set up. We started with the green screen and trying to, be extravagant. And it was super hard to set that up every Sunday. So I really, really like doing this. Douche coming in.
Do it live.
Oh, goodness. Douche coming in with the $10 super chat. ABFers do it alive. Oh, my gosh. You guys are embarrassing.
F it. We'll do it live.
Do it live. Oh, my gosh. All right. We officially have got to change the ABF. I don't know what we change it to, but we'll change it to something fun. But I'm sure you'll figure out a wicked way to turn that around as well. I didn't say
anything. You thought that. That's your dirty mind.
I wouldn't have got there if you didn't say anything.
I thought it was always be fun.
No, always be filming.
No, but I said there could be another thing, and I was thinking always be fun.
Oh, my goodness. You have caught me off guard here tonight. That is for sure. Congratulations.
You're the one who took it to the streets.
All right. So let's... Woo, gotta take a deep breath here, Jay. Yeah. You got me.
Yeah, you're welcome, Mike.
See, guys, and I tell them all the time that we were talking about this last week. What you see on camera when you're going live, I mean, that's who you are, right? So this is the real Jay. This is behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, which sounds terrible.
Yeah. I'm the one always holding the camera.
All right. Mike and April. Take it away, Jay. I'm not reading that one.
Is that oily? I think he meant to say OnlyFans.
I think he meant only.
Yeah,
OnlyFans coming soon.
He was too excited typing it out.
Look, our chat's getting spicy.
He couldn't spell it properly. He's like,
oh! He was so excited. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, we've got 8 minutes left. And again, I want to thank you for joining us. It's great. I love having you as a co-host. I'm sure there was a lot of chat that we missed reading it out. So I appreciate you coming on board. I hope you guys have a great, successful weekend. I think Sister Yoshi said Mike is excited too.
Yeah.
I hope next weekend is great. I can't wait to hear back how it goes. And
no matter what, it'll be a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be fun to meet the people that support you.
Yeah,
right.
It'll be super cool to meet. I mean, I met a lot of people already. So there's a lot of people that I've spent time with already, like Kim and Scott Spokane Meredith. They're awesome people.
I know. They've been wonderful to us as well. Absolutely.
They're super cool people.
Lizard family. Awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody's been super awesome so far. So
I think it's going to be great.
Pretty blessed to have all these people in my life. Gonna get to hang out with Douche. You think Douche is spicy in the chat?
Oh, look, Douche is saying, what's the announcement? Oh. Yeah, Sister Yoshi as well. So with this, and again, with Jay being a huge mentor to our channel and me going into all the different YouTube channels and hearing people give us feedback, we are actually going to change the name of our channel. This is exciting. So guys, we are officially going to be Mike and April Unplugged.
Yeah, that's why we were given those couple carrots earlier. I gave, a little, trying to put some stuff out there, see if people would catch it.
Yeah. So, I guess you kind of did like an internal survey with some folks, right? What happened with that?
I want you guys to be successful because you're super awesome people. And I always have had problems during the live stream saying the name. Like it was too much for me to, and maybe I'm just a little slow, which is very possible. But I had problems saying the name, and I was like, well, what are you trying to portray? And really, it was like the doing cool stuff was like just being in the real world and doing things. So I figured of being unplugged from the internet, right?
Yes,
and
you're right.
I had thought of that idea, and I was like, okay, well, I'll talk to some people first because I don't want to go and just kind of poop on your name, and then I don't want you guys to get mad at me, and I know you guys wouldn't get mad at me.
I was gonna say we would never get mad at you.
I figured you wouldn't get mad at me, but I just wanted to do some market research to see if maybe I was, not out of line or whatever. And everybody was like, that's
it's
really
hard.
Cool. It's a good idea. Well, but it's short and sweet now. It's just Mike and April Unplugged, where you go and do room reviews, you do, all that stuff, and you go play slots, and it's more of a variety do stuff channel.
Yeah, and that's a feedback and even Tracy in Arizona is saying it now, trying to type it out in the chat, right? At April Cooler, half of Mike and April do cool stuff, and people trying to read it back when we are in the chat. It is super, super long, right?
Yeah, so you're gonna have to change your name now to April Unplugged.
Yeah,
Mike Unplugged.
Mike Unplugged and April Unplugged. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you for that suggestion. And thank you for always supporting us and helping us and being the mentor of our channel. A lot of our success goes directly, to you, giving us constructive criticism, right? You're letting us know. I mean, it's good stuff, right? And I appreciate it.
Scott.
Yeah. Scott says now
Scott's
you get 50%.
Right. That's right, Scott. I like his thinking.
Yeah. So
that's my boy, Scott. You're my boy, Scott.
But it makes sense.
No, it's just for being friends, but they do, if they get bigger than me and they become like super millionaires, I better be in the entourage. I need entourage status.
You can be the leader. You'll be the leader entourage, right? Senior entourage.
Yes.
I don't know that we'll ever be bigger than you. I mean, your show.
You never know.
Your show is it's phenomenal, right? And we are having a lot of fun, and I can appreciate you going out and doing your independent survey. We were already tossing around, even the beginning when we started with Mike and April do cool stuff. We never wanted to have slots in our channel name because as springtime is approaching, right? Because we started this in August. There's so many more things. We love to camp. We love to travel. We love to fish. We do magnet fishing. I mean, we do a lot of stuff because we are empty nesters. We have freedom. Yay.
Yeah.
Right. And we want to bring everybody along for the ride. So we never wanted to have slots in there. So I think Mike and April Unplugged is just phenomenal. Right. And I can appreciate you bringing that in as a suggestion.
And the reason why is because I thought of your Sunday show that you had at Unplugged. I was like, oh, that's such a cool name, but I didn't think it really fit.
Right. Well,
for Sunday.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting that you should bring that up. So you are right. Right. So Unplugged with April just doesn't really fit for what I'm doing because I am bringing you Vegas news and what have you.
Yeah, you're more tapping in. You're kind of going into the internet and back into the matrix, right?
That's right. So I will show you this very quickly because this is what we now have. But stay tuned because there's more. Go. There you have it. Yeah.
Very cool.
So we are now going to be plugged in because as you said, right, we are actually plugging you in with community news, local news. There are things that are going on in Vegas. So it just makes sense. And I can appreciate and respect the fact that, that you and Mike collaborated. You guys did this and made the changes. I think it's great. Ever evolving, right? If you want to be successful, you've got to be ready to take some chances, to move things around. and make changes, right? Mm-hmm. So I absolutely love it. So Scott McKay says, what's the coolest thing you found magnet fishing? I'm fascinated by the people who do that. Well, Scott, I'm gonna tell you right now, we have done magnet fishing, and the coolest things we can ever find thus far has been fishing lures.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say a dead body.
No, but I will tell you. I'll leave
that
you
with
this.
I
will leave you with this funny story. Last spring, we were magnet fishing in Sulphur, Oklahoma. Oh, that's so cool. That's really going to be something great. Thank you, Douche. I appreciate that. So we were magnet fishing. We had it to ourselves. We were out there. We had the lake. And then all of a sudden, 3 people come rushing out of the car. And then they just start tossing in their magnets. And we're like, what's going on? What's going on? Turns out, apparently, somebody had murdered somebody locally and threw the gun in the lake. That's what they told the detectives. And
so
they had already
looking for the gun.
So everybody was trying to find this gun. So here's Mike and I. We're like, back up. We don't want to find a gun. Like, I don't want to do that. Right? That's not. I want to be part of this investigation. I don't want to. I don't know. We have it on. We have part of this on the film. On film.
I would have got 2 magnets.
So you should go fishing with him then on the magnet fishing thing, right? It just makes it so weird.
We'll definitely find some bodies in Lake Mead.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, get a really long magnet.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. The next time we come to Vegas, we'll bring our magnets, and you and him can go magnet fishing, and I'll spend the day at the spa.
Okay.
Does that sound like a good date?
Yeah.
I bet you won't get stood up this time.
Maybe not. Maybe you never know.
Yes.
You might find a better magnet fisher out there. I don't know if that's an actual thing, but it might happen.
You're funny. All right, guys. Well, I just appreciate all the love and support. Jay, I appreciate you joining us again. Yeah. I hope you do so. Join us again very soon. It's a lot of fun having you on here. It's a lot of fun interacting with you. I wish you much success this weekend. Kim Kim's done a fabulous job. I have no doubt that it will be successful. Yeah, absolutely. And you guys, I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Katie Slots is in the house. Katie C. Slots, I hope you got our $75 Amazon gift card that we sent you for March Madness. They were our big winner. You were a loser, so was I. But
thanks, Slotty math teacher.
Thanks for the stream. So much fun. You're very, very welcome. Anyways, guys, he's a real live wire douche. Jeez. Anyways, guys, that's why I'm not allowed to sing. Anyways, I'm not a very good singer. So
neither am I. I just let it roll.
Oh, you do a great job. Scott McKay, love the change. Good luck with you all. Love the streams. Thank you so much. All right. So everybody, Barbara Slot, love the new name. Thank you, April and Jay. Yes. Thank you. Appreciate you, Mike, as well. So anyways, everybody have a wonderful week. Go out there, get some big wins if you're gambling. Have a great week. Jay, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a great weekend. Take lots of pictures. Come back in a couple of weeks and let us know how your first annual Slot Lizards weekends go.
Yeah, good luck, everybody, this week, too. Have a great week.
Absolutely. And so anyways, guys, we're signing off for now. We will see you next Sunday, and you guys have a great week. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.